What's up, guys? Welcome to the Don't Panic podcast, or the DPP for short. This is actually last week's episode. If you want today's episode, head on over to patreon.com/Don't Panic Podcast. You'll get early access to all of our podcast episodes, as well as access to our monthly bonus episodes, and they're all ad-free over there. Once again, that's patreon.com/Don't Panic Podcast. Now, please enjoy this free episode. Peace.
You know, Waka Flocka has his doctorate now.
Really? In what?
I believe it's. I'd have to look it up, but he just graduated. So shout outs to Waka Flocka and Dr. Waka Flocka.
Dr. Waka.
Dr. Flocka.
Honorary doctorate degree in philanthropy and humanitarianism.
Yep.
Wow. Dr.
My
Waka.
man's
Dr.
Dr.
Flocka.
Dr. Flocka.
Hey, Waka
That's
Flocka.
amazing.
It's Dr. Flocka. Okay.
It's Dr. Waka Flocka to you, sir.
Dr. Waka Flocka.
You know,
Waka
you gotta put some respect on his name now, even more so. You know, that's pretty great. But it has degrees, like a doctorate, an honorary doctorate. I know a regular doctorate takes a while. An honorary doctorate, you must have really done some incredible work.
Now, is that an honors doctorate, as in you did really well, or you were given a doctorate because of your work?
I think he was given an honorary doctorate because of his work.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, he was doing it so well, they're just like, well, you're a doctor now.
Is he going to release a song called Hard in the PhD?
I hope so. You know, one can only hope. I if he does make music again, that would be amazing.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, we're both just like yawning our asses off. This has been.
It's the yawn episode. Welcome to Sleepy Bone Zone.
Sleepy Bone Zone.
Sleepy Bone Zone. I'm full of chicken and naan bread right now. And I'm feeling the itis, kind of. I'm also full of some very strong cannabis from Colorado. That happened a little bit before recording started, and that stuff is top notch.
Horizon Zero yawn.
Horizon Zero yawn.
All right, so I want to hold off on the main story then, if this is a bone zone. So let's talk about the upcoming vice president debate. Or you want to just talk about the debate and then the vice president debate?
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about the debate because I have some comments. I didn't watch the thing, to be perfectly honest. I watched highlights. I saw, I read about it, but I did not watch it while it was live because I knew it was kind of devolve into what everyone said it was. I saw the clips and I'm just like, wow, these guys are idiots, and this is a really bad time.
It's just childish banter, honestly.
Exactly. And so one of my thoughts is that, these guys are two sides of the same coin. They're both the left and the right wing. Left and right wheel on a train that is being pushed by capitalism.
And it's heading toward a precipice.
Yep.
Because we can do metaphors all day. It's like those old fucking those old cartoony political cartoons where they would just draw everything literal. It's capitalism pushing the train, and then there's like a big gorge and the bridge has been blown out, and there's a mean looking guy, there that's just like politicians, and he has the TNT, something dumb like that.
Mm. Oy.
So, I mean, yeah, I didn't watch it either. I watched the highlights, and when I say I watched the highlights, I mean I really just kind of did it for the memes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the three biggest parts to touch on. I mean, the biggest one, which got meme to hell, was Trump literally unable to denounce white supremacy, and then
Mm-hmm.
telling the Proud Boys to, stand back and stand by. And now you have all these Nazis on Reddit and 4chan just like,
Yeah. And that's problematic. And even that, like, on the flip side, we've got sleepy ass Joe who's like, "Oh, I don't want to defund the police. He wants to defund the police. I even want to give the police more stuff because of law and order, and we want to keep the
uh,
peace." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, that's cool. Thank you,
thanks
left.
for
Will you just like Joe Biden? Will you shut up, man? And we use
yeah,
your own meme against you.
thanks for doing
Thanks,
nothing.
thanks for doing a whole lot of nothing, bud." And I don't know. It's just like, can can we not have two really inept baby men on our uh, basically the next step for leader of the free world?
Oh God, yeah, it's bad. Just
Yeah,
imagine if Bernie was up there. I mean, he would have steamrolled Trump. You know,
yeah, he would have.
Donald Trump. I
Maybe,
swear to God, if you don't denounce white supremacy, I'm gonna hop on over there and wring your orange fucking neck. My
maybe,
family was Jewish. You know.
dude. Uh, I don't even want to think about like what if Bernie was up there, because like we gotta deal with reality, man. We gotta we
I don't want
can't.
to.
I know, but like, you know, it's really important that we uh, get involved, and even more informed on local levels of our state politics, because that stuff is going to help maintain a sense of strength and solidarity, and at least like a strong progressive base against the upcoming fascist coup that's bubbling up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm at the point of just like receding and just into my internal Minecraft server in my mind. Just
Oh, dude, the sometimes I feel like just alt F4ing the whole game.
God, dude.
Rage quit,
Yeah,
rage
just
quit, baby.
rage quitting. Yeah. Oh
But
God.
like, I can't. No, but like, I just think, you know things are things are rough. Things are very rough right now,
I don't
and
know how to get angry anymore because I'm just sitting there, just like, oh, how did we get here?
oh man, yeah, I'm a little indifferent. I'm just like, man, I see some of the steps of how we got here. I kind of see that, you know, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'm just like, whoa, whoa, how do we? The same thing. How do we let it get this bad? There are people who warned us. I blame, bro. You know what sucks? You want to know what really
Yeah.
sucks? Because we're in the bone zone. I'm gonna let some opinions fly and be
Word.
and talk about stupid shit a little bit
Word.
more. But dude, South Park fucked up climate change for us. Like
What
they
do you mean
really
they fucked it up?
did.
Like,
Like, okay, so there was a noted effect that happened after the episode of South Park, like denouncing Al Gore, like the sort of attack on him was so effective that it almost effectively tanked uh a lot of a young voter base for him, because the South Park was like, fuck this guy, he's an idiot, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Mm.
You know and then a couple of years later, with their like what, like 20th season or something, they're like, oh yeah, Man Bear Pig is real, and we should have listened to Al Gore.
Yeah, but it was too late, and they still made him look like an idiot. And now Man Bear Pig is like almost what you could consider like a media or even like generational. I don't want to say icon, but it's a very recognizable thing because like a lot of our generation watched South Park
Yeah.
and was really into South Park. So like, oh, Man Bear Pig, and like everyone's like, yeah, and they recognize that.
Yep. Yep. I mean that. Yeah, and that Man Bear Pig in itself just kind of tanked a lot of like belief in climate change. Um, and it's kind of shitty how it's interesting to see how effective art can be,
Mm-hmm.
um, just in like a general sort of study. But like it's um, just kind of sucks that a stupid ass cartoon. Like I kind of love South Park for different reasons. Like there's some good jokes in there sometimes, but
They're
like,
poignant in, occasionally, but yeah,
yeah, but like, dude, 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 that one they like, that episode is objectively kind of funny, but like
yeah,
if you watch it now, it's just like, that
yeah.
that fucks some things up. That fucks some things up a little bit,
They didn't hold any punches on that one.
right?
Yeah, so I knew the debate was going to be bad anyway. Like there's a reason I didn't watch it because I'm like, what am I going to get out of this? I mean, I know where I stand
Right.
on each candidate. I don't like either of them,
Mm-hmm.
So what's going to happen is I'm going to get in there, I'm going to watch, I'm going to get angry at their inability to do anything or to hold any real valuable, genuine conversation.
Yep. It's
So
just gonna
I
make you
may as
upsetty
well just
spaghetti.
yeah, may as well just watch the highlights because like now, the
Like,
vice
why not?
presidential debate is something that could be worthwhile, only to watch Kamala Harris just, yeet the fuck out of Mike Pence. But
Yeah, that's definitely not going to be a great, uh, great for their optics on ye old debate stage. Kamala Harris as long as she doesn't say anything like super cringy and doesn't, well, liberals do that,
yeah, but
and
she
she
she may
might.
not.
Who knows? I mean, she might not, but who she might come out and be like, I got broads in Atlanta. I'm getting ready to pander, pander, pander,
Oh
pander.
no.
I'm gonna pander. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be as cringy as that joke was. Um,
Yeah.
and like, I just don't think, like, she would really, really, really have to tank it on her own. That's
Mm.
the point of what I'm saying. Like, she would have to ruin her own presentation and make herself look bad for that to go, um, you know, not her way.
Mm.
You know.
I mean, she wasn't. I mean, as a Democratic candidate during the primaries, she wasn't particularly bad. I mean, I think that she held her own, and she was one of the semi more popular, you know,
Mm-hmm.
um, candidates. So I think she's going to hold her own. She's going to be fine. She's not going to pull it, in either one of those. And I mean, there's some memes that have been going around. They're like, it's just been confirmed. The second debate is just a fist fight in the Chili's parking lot. I think
Yeah.
that's what this is going to be. It's going to be a no holds barred, cage match. It's going to be some street beefs bullshit, and Kamala Harris is going to wipe the floor with Pence. And that's really where the majority of if you want to call it genuine debate's going to come from.
Mm.
And I don't think anyone with any political knowledge expected anything worthwhile to come from the first debate in the first place. So,
So you're saying that the Kamala Harris and Mike Pence debate is going to be a fight in the Chili's parking lot?
yeah, I think that's what it's going to be.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, I think um, knowing Mike Pence, because he, on the surface at least, is supposed to be, you know, the the silent Bob to Trump's Jay. You know what I mean? He's supposed to
Right.
be a reasonable guy that, like, you know, is the yang to his yin, whatever, you know. And that's not quite true when you really start to listen to what he's saying. I think John Oliver and Cody Johnson have done some pretty good. Sorry, I'm itching my ear like this. I just turned off my headphones like a jackass.
Yeah. Right, 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 right.
They're back on. Um, Say something, I cannot hear you.
Say something, I'm giving up on you.
Oh, we got it. We got it. Yeah, we're
Oh,
back.
we're back in with the podcast.
Scooby Boop. That was a word from our sponsors. Nobody yet.
Yeah, this this episode of the podcast is sponsored by my big toe.
My big toe.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, so as I was saying, Mike Pence is definitely like he's sort of pitched as a most conservatives kind of pitch themselves as you know rational, level-headed, just
Right.
listen. I'm just sticking to what I know type of guys,
Yeah,
and
facts don't care about your feelings type of guys.
yeah, yeah. I'm talking more about like what they market to like boomers and Gen X Republicans. Like the Gen Z, I feel like while I agree with you, like the facts don't care about your feelings is definitely supposed to be like smarter than you, and my logic is more sound, which is the same sort of root.
Mhm.
But that the facts don't care about your feelings is definitely targeted like millennials and like Gen Z people, younger, slightly younger demographic.
Got
Um,
it.
that's more snarky, and the like, oh well, no, we're just reasonable and believe in like common sense and family values. That sort of stoic. I've got the logical and moral upper hand here. Stance is a little bit more paternalistic and you know ha ha
Yeah.
ha hoity-toity
The
condescending.
the,
um,
uh, the old school American Family Values Party is what they tout themselves at. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But like when you listen to him, it's just like, yo, you sound kind of crazy, my guy.
I mean,
Yeah,
evangelicals always are.
right, right, yeah. And you know my guy is a real big fan of electrocuting the gay away, apparently.
Yes, that is a confirmed fact that Mike Pence supports electroshock therapy and
that
conversion
is
therapy.
that is horrible.
Yes, it is very, very scary. Um, oh, wow, I'm like brain dead right now.
Right,
I
but
really
I
just
think,
wanted to talk about this main headline.
oh yeah, what's the main headline?
The main headline, I had it in my mind. Trump getting COVID.
I
I want
mean,
that to be a regular episode thing.
it could be a regular episode thing. Um, I will. All right, hold on. For this is for the patrons. Ha, Trump got COVID.
The
Ha,
patron.
Trump got COVID. Um,
Well,
that's listen. There might be more patrons one day.
one
Uh,
day, yeah.
we'll
Um,
get to two. We'll get to two, my guy.
you know who also got COVID?
Who?
Kellyanne Conway.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
her her TikTok is blowing up because she's been trending on Twitter.
Her daughter is my news source.
Nice, nice.
I only get my news from her. That's it. Her and Cody
That's
Johnson and Hassan Abi.
oh yeah, that's it. That's all. That's the Holy Trinity.
The
Kellyanne
whole
Conway's daughter, um, Hasanabi, Cody
Cody
Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah.
Stop, uh, man. These headphones make my ears so itchy, and then I keep turning them off because I'm holding them in a really stupid way.
You need some
This
AirPods.
is man,
You need to be bougie, or you need to pretend to be bougie.
the type of shit that you know. Oh, we need a studio, and we need COVID to end.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, what are you doing with that other room? Is your lady moving in with you or?
No, the other room is being moved in by my buddy Chris.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
Hmm. But
I was
no,
like, hey, that would make a good studio room, but
yeah, it would.
we'll figure something out. We'll figure something out.
Right, right.
I'm not particularly worried actually. Um, this method has worked fairly well, so I'm not. Yeah. Um, I forgot to remind you because I just barely remembered like 10 minutes before it happened. But
No,
did you end up catching the fight?
I did not. How did it go? Tell me about it.
Oh, that's right. That was the night you were out, right?
I
Or you were
think
at a
so.
friend's, and then the whole dog thing happened.
Yep, I got attacked. That's the day I got attacked by the dog.
Yep.
It's a good
Your
time.
your TikTokers know about that.
They do. They do know about the dog attack. But yes, I got attacked by a dog. Um, fucking walk into an apartment and immediately have this little not little. It's actually a boxer pit mix dog
Mm.
leap at my face and just like and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like
Whoa.
literally, that's the only thing. I was here with my hands, and I was just like,
Hmm.
what the fuck? What the fuck just happened? What the fuck just happened?
That's scary. I remember I went over to a friend's place back when I lived in Baltimore, and I didn't know that she fostered two full size pit bulls,
Right.
like enormous,
Oh, big guys.
like big pits. Yeah.
Mm,
Like
mm.
so, the second I open the door, I see two of them just charging me. So I close the door,
No, man.
and I hear whoop whoop, and like whoop, 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 like clawing at the door, and I just texted her. I'm like, I I'm fine with dogs, but that's scary. We got to figure something out here. So she caged him in the kitchen and all that. But like, ooh, when you see two full size dogs sprinting at you like pits,
Yeah.
that's scary times.
Oh, yeah. That's fucked.
Yeah.
That's frightening. There's that actually reminds me of this one time I was stuck in Brooklyn because like
Mm-hmm.
I poorly coordinated, and so I like hit one of my friends up. I was like, "Yo, do you know someone who's like couch I could crash on for a night?" And they're like, "Yeah, are you cool with dogs?" I was like, "Oh yeah, dude, dogs are great." And like this this really tiny, like barely an apartment,
Mm-hmm.
and it's super tight. There's this big ass, huge like wolf dog inside this tiny ass apartment, and there's like four or five people who live in this place.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yo, that dog is mad aggressive. Is that going to be down here when I'm sleeping? They're like, you'll be fine. And he's like, and I'm like, no, uh, uh.
God,
It was so bad, but like, luckily the dog was, I think they kept the dog in the room, but initially upon like walking in, it was like a little tight corridor of a hallway. Fucking immediately, like as soon as I'm starting to walk in, I'm hearing the because smell someone that they don't know. Uh,
that yeah. I like dogs, but I'm fine with cats because they don't do that shit.
Yeah, man. I would much rather have someone be like, "Oh, watch out for my cat," than have like a big ass dog like at no, no, dude.
Yeah, what's the
Why?
worst a cat's gonna do?
No, a cat could fuck you up. Cat
It
like
can, but cats are
right.
also easier just to put into a room and just like
That is fair.
cats are kind of like if you're not in my eyesight, I don't hate you. Dogs are like
Yeah, they're gonna take you out if they think you're a threat. They're like it's go time, which is a good thing about dogs. Like dogs are, maybe the dog thought that they were protecting their family, and that's great.
Oh,
Good for you, dog. I guess I don't know, but like
okay.
no, 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 no. Like in all reality, that was probably like the dog's fucking trauma response. That dog.
Hmm.
It was a rescue dog, shelter dog. Maybe it had an owner that looked just like me. That was a real big jerk. I was doing a rehearsal yesterday,
Hmm.
and one of the people that I was like uh, fucking directing was like, "Hey, you kind of look like this dude that I did judo with or jujitsu with, but you're like, you know, he's a jerk, and you're not a jerk." And
Okay.
I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." But she's like, "You look just like him," and I was like, "Oh, fair enough." And that just made me think, well, maybe that dog, or it's just like another situation. Maybe that dog was like, "You look exactly like that guy that used to kick me in the face. You might be that guy." You know.
Yeah. Or they're just good at protecting their owner.
Maybe, but nah. Walking in, like I literally walked in the place, said hello to people, and had a dog in my face. That's a scared trauma response. That dog
Oh,
was,
gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's like I've
Um.
been bit. Not to cut you off, but I've been bit in a
Mm,
situation where like that happened, where the dog was basically protecting its owner. It was when I was really young, but like I remember me and like my buddy were kind of like roughhousing outside, and I think
mm.
like I might have pushed him too hard or something, and he was like, ah fuck, like ow shit, and the dog was like my boy, my boy, you know, and like went at me, and like
My boy.
my boy.
Yeah. Um. But speaking of dogs, because holy crap, I just realized what we were originally talking about is the fight. Adesanya's a dog, bro. I
Huh?
said Adesanya's a dog.
Oh god.
Like, he's my favorite fighter. So for the
Okay.
one person watching, um, Israel Adesanya is a UFC fighter. He is known as the Last Style Bender. He's a Nigerian New Zealand fighter, and he's awesome. He just won, so now he's 20-0, and he's the middleweight champion. And I was scared because he went up against this guy named Paulo Costa, and Paulo Costa is big. Like I might put a photo of him in because like this dude is insanely big. Like he's got like Johnny Bravo body. Like
Yep, I'm watching highlights right now actually, and it's like crazy to see their size difference. Like Adesanya
yeah,
is a very very lean and kind of skinny guy, but
yeah. I mean he's
fucking
all muscle, but yeah.
dude, fucking Costa looks like what's his name? He's got like a Donkey Kong body.
Yeah, he's got Donkey Kong body. Yeah, and I mean
He doesn't skip leg day either. Like that's and you gotta appreciate that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what's his name?
Damn.
Um Adesanya did win, right? And I think one of the reasons why Adesanya won, and the reason why Adesanya keeps winning, is because he has a really unique and crazy figure in the sense like he's not huge because like he's not big like Costa. He beat Yoel Romero. He's not big like him. He beat Robert Whitaker. He's not huge like him. He's
Hmm.
very lean. He's all muscle, but he's very lean. But the thing is, he's 6'4" with an 80-inch wingspan. So
Hmm.
his fingers tip to tip are is like 6'7",
Hmm.
which is like huge. Paulo Costa's wingspan is like was I think like 72 inches. So he has an 8-inch difference, four
Oh,
inches
that's insane.
in either arm of length. So I mean, he can just keep his distance, which he's done, which is how he beat Robert Whitaker and Yoel Romero, who are both strikers. You know, they're both mostly punching, kicking guys.
Right.
So Yoel Romero, I think, is like 6'1". Paulo Costa is like 6 foot 6'1", but I mean Izzy Adesanya, he's 6'4", and even that's like not like the tallest fighter, but it's the length of his limbs that are like really the important part.
Yeah.
So
I'm watching some highlights of his, and it's like he really like can basically stay in range of people while also, you know.
yeah, and he does what he needs to do to win, because like so he got Whitaker. Then he fought Yoel Romero to go 19-0, and that was a bit of a snoozer, which is why the Costa fight was kind of up in the air in a lot of people's eyes, was
Right.
because like he didn't win the way that he normally wins, which is through fighting and knockout. He kind of, they went the full 3 rounds. Um, because what happened was he took some hits from Romero, who's a big dude, and I think
Yeah.
he felt he didn't like that power, so he thought, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this strategically, and I'm going to
Hmm.
back off, and I'm going to use my length, I'm going to use my energy and I'm going to tire him out, which he did, and he
Yeah.
won by points. You know, he won
Hmm.
by points, not by knockout. So then the Costa fight, and Costa absolutely bodied the last couple people he fought, like Paulo Costa fought Yoel Romero and he beat him. He fought Robert Whitaker and he beat him. Let's see here. He's known as the Eraser.
Mm.
Um, God, let me see. Paulo Costa fight list. Is this what I want? Fight list of all the people he's fought.
Hmm.
Record stats.
I'm watching. Actually, I'm watching Israel Adesanya's 2020 highlights.
Okay. So yeah,
He's vicious.
yeah, yeah. So he beat Yoel Romero. He beat Uriah Hall by TKO. He beat Johnny Hendricks by TKO. He beat Bang Bosi by TKO. He beat Gareth McClellan by TKO. Like he beat the shit out
Mm.
of like most of these fighters. So it was scary because the thing is like they call him the Eraser because he's like relentless. He just doesn't stop pushing. Like it's just coming after you, striking, 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 coming after you, punches, kicks. And the thing is, I think he got apprehensive fighting Izzy because this is his first time going up against someone who's undefeated and a champion.
Hmm. Hmm.
So he was holding back. So if you go and watch the fight, you see Izzy doing strikes on his legs, and he beat up his legs. Like Izzy, like after the first couple of kicks, you saw Costa's legs; they were just red.
Mm.
And the way that he won was what he got in was a high leg kick, and he got it, and it just grazed his heel, just grazed Costa's temple, but it was enough to split it open. He was getting blood in his eyes and stuff, and I think that was the like if you looked at like Costa's face, you saw his eyes. It was just like he didn't say it, but you heard him. You could just see in his eyes go, "Oof!"
Right.
Like that was the one. Like he just like you heard like the GameCube noise go boom, like in his. You could see it in his face, like like he
Like this
finally got a
is.
taste of like what it's like to fight Adesanya, like right there,
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, ah,
because that
dang.
was like that was a whipping leg kick that was like snap, like it hit him immediately, and he didn't have a chance to block it, you know.
Hmm.
Um, so he had that, and I think that's the one where he realized like, oh shit, I'm in for it. So like now, I need to play my life, which is like what people calling games, which is like don't go for the win, basically, which is not always go for the bet, like to be strategic and back off, and we're gonna get by points because I'm winning by points. Costa was winning by points all night, actually.
Hmm.
He was getting punches in. Um, and then basically what happened was in the same way. This is actually the same way that Adesanya beat Whitaker. It was on a counter punch that was just because of his height, it looked like an uppercut, but it wasn't, and he swung. And you can see him graze, um, like the side, like about like right where the cheekbone is, and boom, Costa just drops. Like he's down, and then he's just like beating the shit out of him, like
Mm-hmm.
just like until the ref pulls him off, and then as Costa's on the ground like this in like doggy style, fucking as he's getting up because after the match is called, like he gets
Yeah,
the win. Adesanya's on his back, he humps him twice, and then he does a bunch of windmills,
Jesus.
and he
What?
almost gets in a fight with Costa's training staff because of that. But it's because the two of them had hella beef,
Mm,
like um,
so
like they
strange.
had a ton of beef going in.
Right, right. Oh yeah, dude. I'm watching the highlights again, and like there's so many another like different highlights I think, but the oh god,
Mm-hmm.
the leg kicks and stuff were those were vicious.
Yeah, yeah. Is this today? Hold on. This is. Oh, it was yesterday. Shit. Missed the fight. Doesn't matter. So Holly Holm versus Irene Aldana was yesterday.
Mm,
Um, yeah, that was yesterday. Holly Holm won. She's the one who took Rousey out of the UFC, basically.
wait, who?
Holly Holm.
Yeah,
She's the one who beat the shit out of Ronda Rousey,
nice,
KO'd her in like 15 seconds.
nice.
And there's a reason why Ronda Rousey isn't in the UFC anymore. It's because of Holly Holm.
Oh my god.
So that was like not a bad fight. I mean, a bad card. Um, Yesterday, I actually meant to check that. But next Saturday is Edson Barboza versus Marquand Amirkhani, which is going to be a good one. Um, and then Marlon Moraes versus Corey Sandhagen is the bantamweight main event.
Mm,
Um, and then the big one is going to be October 17th. No, it's not.
yeah.
Damn it. Where's the big one? Give me a second. Here we go. October 24th. There we go.
Mm,
October 24th is Khabib versus Justin Gaethje.
okay.
I don't know if you know who
I
either
don't,
of them are.
nope. Nope.
Um,
Let's tell me about these guys. What's the deal?
so this is going to be a great fight, and we're going to get this episode up in time. I might even just put this highlight, or we'll talk about it on your TikTok
Okay.
about doing a Discord and watching this fight.
Okay.
So Khabib, I don't want to butcher his last name, so I'm not going to say it. Khabib is the current lightweight champion. He's the UFC champion. He has a record of 28-0.
Mm-hmm.
He's famous for beating the shit out of Conor McGregor, and that was Conor's last fight in the UFC.
Okay.
Yeah, so Khabib is currently like the champion, and like I don't see him losing to anyone. He's like a monster. He's a grappler,
Okay.
and once he gets his hands on you, it's over. It doesn't matter.
Mm,
Justin Gaethje, he's like a really good fighter too. He's 22-2. He's a striker, so that's gonna be a really good fight. But then the middleweight, the co-main, is also a really good fight. That's Robert Whitaker, who is 22-5. He was the middleweight champion, but he got injured. Adesanya took the championship while he was injured, and then that's when they fought to take the real championship. So he's a really good fighter, and he's fighting Jared Cannonier. And then there's a bunch of other good fights in there, but that's going to be a good one. So that's October 24th at 2 p.m. Saturday
cool.
at Flash Forum. I think that's Fight Island, which is like, oh my god. I was talking to Grotto about this, but I'm like, think about the term Fight Island right now. This is
Kind of
like
sounds like the Kumite a little bit. A
it's
little,
like so dystopian future where it's like it's a bunch of rich people watching people fight just on an island, and I'm like, I half expect a dude to look like the fucking Monopoly man in the background, just like ho 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 ho.
yep. Shang Tsung's just back there like, mm, your soul is
Mm.
mine.
I'm like, I think we're not far from
Finish
them
him.
basically doing like after the fight's over, the winner gets to go out into the forest and get hunted by
Oh
by rich men
no,
on horseback.
no. Also, I just
I
watched the
mean,
fucking the highlights of the Ronda Rousey fight. Ronda
yeah,
Rousey and Holly Holm, and it's ending with Joe
she
Rogan
got
staring at
her
the camera.
she got her shit rocked.
Yep, that was not fun for her.
Yeah,
Well,
Joe Rogan and Dana White, two crazy looking dudes.
oh my god, right? Human apes. Ay, vey. You know who I want to see fight in real
Who?
life? This guy, Lordzella.
That's the dude you're talking about. The reason why you said um, you're into combat sports, right?
Well, he's not like the reason why I'm into combat sports. He's just like a dude that one of my buddies. I like combat sports already, and my buddy told me about this guy, and I was like, he's pretty crazy. He's a slippery dude. He's got really um, like effective evasive maneuvers,
Mm-hmm.
but uh, there's a fight I'm watching from April 2019, and he does not look like he's got the fast moves anymore. What's up?
Mm. So here are his other names. So Lordzella uh, is also known as Mr. Lightning.
And who is this guy?
Lordzella.
Oh, Mr. Lightning. Okay, Jesus.
He's also known as Mr. Lightning,
Okay,
uh, the eel on a skateboard,
e- nice.
and then the Mayweather of Muay Thai.
The Mayweather of Muay Thai. Wow.
Yeah. Um, he is a multiple-time Muay Thai world champion for the WMC, the the WBC, WK, and WLF, WPMF, and WCK, and a three-time Raja Damnern Stadium champion across three weight classes.
Hmm.
Um, so he's a part of ONE FC.
What's one FC?
It's another. So it's not UFC. It's another I guess like league, combat sport, like MMA league.
Okay. Is it not? Is it
Uh,
affiliated with any of the FC or UFC, or is it its own thing?
it's its own thing.
Cool.
Um, yeah,
Yeah, one
one
championship.
one FC is it's a martial art one, and it's
Mhm.
Singapore based. It was founded in 2011, so he's
Interesting.
not in the UFC currently.
No, he's not. He's in the one
Okay,
FC. One
interesting.
FC has guys with blue hair and beards. Interesting. All right.
But still interesting though. Yeah, dude. Like, oh man, you know what? You know something I hate is like fucking. It's fucking like MMA, UFC, like Reddit dudes and YouTube commenters. They're just like, oh, dude, he just grazed him. Like, I could take that. Why are you falling down? Or like, oh man, Costa's movement is trash. He doesn't have enough stamina. And it's like, bro, you're like 5'10", like 160, sitting on your couch watching this shit with a big old bag of hot Cheetos, right?
Yep,
Like
that's dude. Yeah, dude.
you
Exactly.
you just ordered Taco Bell on Uber Eats, and you're talking about how this guy doesn't have enough stamina or has bad movement. Like, oh, dude, like I could take that punch. Like first, like I'm
Dude.
a third degree black belt, right?
Right.
And the test for becoming a black belt is really fucking shitty. Okay,
Yeah.
so my first test for getting a black belt was I actually just had to spar Nate for 15 minutes.
Okay.
I had to keep Nate, who was also a black belt. He was a black belt before I was. But I always hold it above him that I'm a third degree and he's still a first degree because he quit after becoming a first degree.
Right.
Was I basically for 15 minutes Nate just had to beat the shit out of me. That's basically what
Nice.
happened. And we wore way more protective stuff than these dudes did. Like we
Yeah.
had a helmet with
Right.
a plastic visor. We
Yep.
wore we wore gloves like
Hmm.
fingerless gloves. We had a vest, and
Yep.
then we had knee and foot pads, and we wore cups. Like
Hmm.
these dudes wear cups, but then they have gloves that have the smallest amount of padding, and that's it.
Yep.
That's all they have. And the thing is, like, there are things in um uh what's it called, like professional sparring, that don't count as points, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So anything like chest and above, not a point, right?
Yeah.
On the back, not a point. Like certain kinds of blocks, you're not allowed to, like, you're kind of allowed to grapple, but like not really, right? Kind
Hmm.
of depends. Like it has a really rigid point system.
Yeah.
So it's like, and dude, like when I was getting like the third degree test, what that is you get in the ring for 15 minutes with three third-degree black belts and let them beat the shit out of you, and you just have to hold them off for 15
Hmm.
minutes. And
Wow, that's a long time.
so yeah, and the thing is, like, when you get struck, like, even though you're wearing padding, like, all right, I'm gonna hold a battery right now.
Hmm.
I'm gonna hold this to camera right like this, right? It's thicker than a phone, right? Right, like that. That's the amount of padding I had on my chest.
Right.
Still getting kicked with someone's foot having this amount of padding over their foot and shin. That shit fucking hurts. Like you get the breath knocked out of you, you get an insane amount of pain, like right here, and you're like, and you're still trying to hold everyone off and block.
Hmm.
Like, like that shit. Like padding doesn't mean it's gonna feel like pillows, dude. Like
Yeah.
you still have like a limb getting swung at you at like top speed by someone
Yeah.
who's tall and strong. Like
Yep.
these are trained people who know how to use their limbs. And the
Hmm.
thing about being good at, like, another thing is, like, with sparring, it's so different from UFC also, in the sense that, like, of mindset, right?
Yeah.
The thing about sparring is your point is to go for points. If you knock someone out, that's not a win.
Right.
That's a disqualification, because it meant that you went for something you weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
Knocking someone out in the UFC is a win.
Right.
And the thing about, like, the UFC is the only way that you'll succeed in the UFC is if you have the mindset of going into that fight of, I'm going to kill this person.
Mm.
That's the only, like that's, like, it's been talked about, and you can look it up, and like, but it's been talked about in a lot of interviews. It's like the people who lose, or like, is they don't get into this headspace of like, I am going to kill my opponent. If they
Mm.
don't get into that, they're usually not vicious enough to win. They're not striking hard enough, because the thing is, and I know this from sparring, is that, like, with me hitting someone else, I can never put full power behind that. I don't, like, my
Mm.
body will put, like, my mind will put a limitation on that, because I'm striking another human being. If you put a limitation on striking someone in the UFC, you're just gonna lose.
Mm.
So you have to eliminate. You have to get rid of that limiter, which is, again, the willingness and ability to kill another person. You basically have to tell yourself that the ref is gonna stop you. So you can see it in a lot of the faces of, like, how they get into that headspace. Sometimes they're in it when they're walking out. Like
Mm.
one of the fights, this guy just had this mean mug. He was just like, just like walking out, right? But
Mm.
then, like, there's other, like, Adesanya might walk out there and he's like, he's doing whatever shit. But when he gets in the ring, it's like you know.
Yeah.
But like you'll, like, if you watch the interviews, they'll tell you that, like, I got my shit rocked, or I lost because, like, I couldn't activate, like, that killer instinct in me.
Mm.
And some
I,
people can do it, and some people can't. Some people don't have it just in general. I definitely don't. I'm not a person like that at all.
I think. I mean, yeah, maybe it's like a fight or flight thing,
Mm-hmm.
but oh snap, that's crazy. Watching Mr. Lightning, the eel on a skateboard, train.
The
He-
eel on a skateboard. What an insane
That is the
name.
coolest name. I'm not gonna lie. Like eel on a skateboard. Like I want to be. I want to be an orangutan on a scooter. You know.
On a scooter. Um, I want to be a marmoset on a hoverboard.
Ooh. Ooh. What about a
Mm-hmm.
field mouse on roller skates?
That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, a razor scooter. It's what's it? It's a Mongolian anteater on a razor scooter.
Alligator on a unicycle.
Alligator on a music. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Hmm. What's a good one? A naked mole rat on a battery powered RC car.
Emu on a longboard.
On a longboard. Emus are nasty. Those are put an emu in the octagon. Someone
Dude,
let's watch that one go off.
oh my god, that well, I mean, that emu is just gonna like slice through their insides. They've got like a big old slicey talon. That's not gonna be any good for anybody.
Emu fight league.
Emu Fight League, though.
I'm sure that's illegal in tons of ways.
It's definitely illegal, but you know, if I see, I think it's only illegal because, or not, it's illegal because it's immoral, but it's also illegal because like you need to protect really really stupid people who are going to be like, I can, you know, I can fight an emu. Like
Mhm.
no, bro, you can't. I could fight a, we used to do that. Back in you can find footage from like the 20s and like the 30s, I think, where there were like guys that would box fucking kangaroos, like and
Put me in the ring. Oh, cracky! I'm gonna box a Bengal tiger.
fucking boxeroo. Like,
Boxeroo.
oi, come at me, Joey. Let's go.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's like fighting this one, and then like the kid comes out of the pouch and like hits him in the nuts.
Right. But even like what is it called? Kangaroos have
Yeah.
a a talon on their hind leg that can like rip a man in half. Like
Holy shit! I didn't know
they're
that at all.
yeah, it's like damn nature, you're scary.
Damn, nature, you scary. I
Exactly.
mean, but I'm watching combat sports right now because I need something to fucking watch on the weekends. Because dude, the state of Philly sports right now is so fucking bad. I can't. The Eagles are so injured. They're 0-2-1. They've lost two and they've tied one. They tied against the worst team in the league. It's just so I can't watch the Eagles right now. I'm just gonna hurt myself doing it.
Right. Are they so wait,
Um,
are the sports ball guys done protesting?
they're still protesting, like, well, mildly. It's like sort of passive protesting. It's like passive in
Okay.
the sense that, like, they'll they'll lock arms in a moment of unity before the game. They're playing the black national anthem that nobody asked them to before the game.
Okay.
After or before the regular national anthem. The players' coalitions are still around, and I haven't had high, like headlines about them, but they're still active and doing stuff. But
Right.
I mean, hockey's done. Flyers got knocked out of the playoffs. Sixers got knocked out in the first week, and now they're going through a bunch of changes. They just fired their head coach. Phillies didn't make the postseason despite spending hundreds of millions on star players. So now their general manager's been fired.
Hmm.
Um, we just got an announcement for basketball that they got a new coach. It's Doc Rivers. He was the coach for the Clippers. He's actually like a really well known, well respected coach. So here's hoping that he'll be able to utilize our star players a lot better. I know you
Hmm.
don't follow the sports ball at all, but we have a bunch of really good players in the Sixers that our coach was just limiting, and
Hmm.
they made some bad moves anyway, like really bad contracts. But they
They've made the
the
bad calls.
they made the bad calls. But the Sixers and the Phillies do have the players and the personnel and the players to win a championship. They just need the right coach and the right, all that other stuff.
Hmm.
So, and a lot of the injuries have been unprecedented too. We haven't seen amount of injuries across. Um, there is one Philly sports team that's doing really well though. That's the Philadelphia Fusion, the esports Overwatch team.
Go Philly Fusion.
They're building. I think by 2022, and now the politics of this, is that they're using taxpayer money. So fuck them. But they're building an esports arena in Philly, down by the sports complex. It's
That's
gonna
weird.
house 50,000 people. You know,
Dude,
I
what?
mean, esports is the wave though. I mean, esports is the new thing. Like I was talking to Trish about this, but I think that Twitch streaming and like gaming and all that, it's it's equal. It carries equal popularity to like regular sports at this point, and I think as a media platform, I mean it's so much larger than regular broadcast.
You know
It
what,
just
man?
doesn't
I'm just gonna
doesn't
become a
compare.
professional fighting game champion then. Spend
You
all my
can.
I'm gonna be the greatest Dragon Ball fighter ever. And Master
I'm
Roshi
gonna
will be my main. Um, and I'm gonna wax all of you bitches. It's an announcement today.
I'm gonna give you a challenge when you
Okay.
hit when you hit affiliate, or unless you already have on your Twitch, to wax everyone with Yamcha.
Yamcha's a top tier character though.
Is he actually?
Yeah, he's a really good character.
Oh, see, I mean, I've said this before, but I don't play fighting games, man.
I'm oh man, I'm disappointed in you. Um, just know that you will be judged by the council, and your death will be swift.
Here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna have a co-stream because for everyone, oh my god, it's a bonus episode, so we only have one person who's gonna watch this. But
No, no, there will be more, and
there
we
will be
love
more
our
in the
one
future.
person.
We love you.
We do.
Yes. I'm a streamer now, so follow me on Twitch. Twitch.tv/VX_Jedi. I'm on the path to affiliate. I have 43, 44 followers now. I need 50. I've hit every other check mark. But when I hit affiliate, we're gonna have a most ambitious crossover. I will play some fighting games with you and get
Mm-hmm.
absolutely waxed, and then you're gonna play some shooters with me. You're gonna play
Okay,
some Warzone because you have
that's
PS4, so we can play that cross-platform.
that's fine. I'll do it. I'll do it.
I have a PS4, so I'll hook that up and we can play some fighting games.
Okay,
I'm trash, but I'll play it.
it's fine. I'm not great either. I just enjoy them.
We'll try and get Nate in because he's the undisputed champion of never playing a fighting game and somehow immediately being good at it.
There are people who are like that. It's terrifying.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hate, I hate all of you.
terrifying monster, dude. But no, yeah, but like esports, man, and Twitch streaming, it's hard to break into streaming. I'm calling on a lot of my relationships with a lot of people in like this community called Blackout. It's a Call of Duty battle royale for the previous Call of Duty iteration of Black Ops 4. Modern Warfare is the current one. This was the old one, and then the new one is coming out in November called Cold War. But at this point, it's like a dying game. Everyone's on Warzone now, so it's a very tight knit community.
Mm.
And I actually have a couple friends who have become fairly successful with streams. Like one of my friend James, he's got like 1,100 subscribers.
Nice.
So he's making like a solid like 3K a month from streaming alone. Because he
Right.
worked in the travel industry, and then of course that tanked because of COVID.
Yeah.
So he was like out of a job. He's like, I guess I'll pick up streaming, and he did pretty well. So
Nice.
um, I figured, they're having such a good time, and I've got like this community to sort of call upon, um, that I might as well just give it a shot. And I've got a job I really like. I'm a part time teacher, and I've got this leasing job, so I'm not going anywhere job wise. So I figured I'll try it for fun, and if I can make a couple bucks out of it, that's also cool.
Yeah. Right.
At some point, I'll have to quit my leasing job
Mm-hmm.
because my schedules aren't going to match if I end up picking up a third class to teach, which
Yeah.
means I'll have a pretty excessive amount of time to stream. So if I can, have a nice little following and make some money from that, then I'll be able to focus more on just like the stuff I want to do.
Yeah.
And not
Exactly.
like I dislike my leasing job either. I like the staff there. We're all good friends and we get along, and I like the job. But at the end of the day, it's still a job, not in my
Yeah.
field, and it's something I absolutely want to do with my life. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Nice.
And what about you?
Oh well, I mean,
As I checked, the YMCA was kind of dicking you over, and you
what's
applied
it?
for some other jobs.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, right now I'm kind of I'm doing some independent contracting work. Like I
Mm-hmm.
am choreographing. I just finished like choreographing and I'll be dancing in this music video that
Word.
shoots in a little bit, and further work from that might be down the line. Um,
Word.
and I'm trying to actually like get into a streaming schedule because I think I just hit like 30 followers or something on my Twitch.
Word.
That's a lot.
Once you hit 50, once you hit affiliate, you'll be able to get subs and donations and stuff. So
Well then, I will.
yeah,
I'll keep that up. I gotta.
yep.
Oof.
So yeah, um, I might have some work for you also
Ooh, fun. What you got for me?
because well, my dad and I are working on a um documentary about like all these man-made like fake mountains along the coast that are actually like man-made trash piles.
Okay.
Like they look like real mountains, but they're all man-made and it's hidden trash. Like mountains. When I say mountains, I mean like not like a hill, but like real mountains.
Yeah.
Um, and so they're manufactured. And my dad's writing us. He got a grant to write a story and do a short doc about it.
Nice.
So I'm going to be shooting the short doc, but I might need some help with gear and like sound stuff because like I'll need to do the camera and do the audio and do the lighting and all that.
Right. Right. Right.
So it's probably going to be at least for local stuff. It's going to be like probably 2 long weekends. One to like Norfolk, Virginia, and I think like one to like Florida.
Okay.
Uh, like down to Miami.
Gotcha.
And if I get the budget to bring on an assistant, I could probably pay a couple $100 per.
Oh, dude, that would be dope. I would absolutely take that
Just,
job.
yeah, it just depends on like what our um,
Yeah,
our budget's like,
of course.
and what it's going to require. But yeah,
Oh, hell yeah. So wait, like a trip to Florida and a trip to somewhere else, and then you know
yeah.
record
I
some
mean, there's
stuff.
going to be probably two more, but those are going to be big ones. Like one's going to be probably like a flight to California,
Hmm.
uh, out
That
to
would,
San Fran.
that would be crazy.
But yeah, so keep your eyes out also for that doc because that's gonna be that story. That's gonna be a big story.
That would be wild.
My dad be forever breaking huge stories. He won a journalism award for breaking the story about the Pentagon being unable to account for $21 trillion since the year of 2000.
No shit.
Yeah,
Your dad's that guy.
yeah, my dad's that guy. He wrote it for the Guardian, I think,
That's crazy.
and he won an award for that. Yeah.
Wow.
Some like big high well known journalism award. I don't remember what it's called because I'm an idiot. But
Pulitzer?
no. Let's see. David Journalism Award. Let's see if it tells me. It's like some really prestigious award. An Izzy.
An
Um,
Izzy.
an Izzy. Yes. In outstanding independent journalism awarded by the Park Center for Independent Media.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You can even yeah, he went up to Ithaca College back in like spring of 19 is when he got
Hmm.
it.
Nice.
And you can find the article on Google. But yeah, an Izzy Award, probably not well known among the general public, but it's actually like a really prestigious award among journalists.
Right. Right. No, that's really fucking cool. I
Yeah.
mean, that's like your dad does important work, so it's like, you know, um, even the fact that you would consider letting me be a part of that while he's, doing something of that
Yeah.
nature is like, thank you. Shit. I would love to be your guys' roadie and like hold the sound equipment. Like,
Hell yeah.
wee, 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 wee.
He he broke the story back during Bush's run for second term about him getting fed answers during debates.
Wait, say that one more time.
During debates with John Kerry when Bush was running during his second term,
Okay.
during the debates he was getting fed answers through an earpiece. My dad broke
No.
that story. Yeah, he had a small earpiece in, and when people questioned it, because it was the side that was hidden from cameras, but
Right.
people saw some photos, when the question, they're like, oh, it's a security measure, because SS is listening or whatever.
Right.
But so what happened was there was a photo of the back, and they saw a lump on his
Right.
back shoulder. So my dad sent it over to a guy who is the one who basically like he does all the processing for photos for NASA. So you can see photos of like Mars and like and stuff that are shot like in space. So like obviously they're hella dark, so he can like hone in on details that like no one else can.
Yeah.
So he was able to make out like some of the lines on the box and whatever. And then he got like some sound specialist to like look at it, and it was basically it was a receiver box.
Hmm.
And they're like, so this is not something that SS would use. Also, there's no reason for the president to even have an earpiece for the SS. Doesn't make any
Right.
sense,
Right.
right?
The secret.
Because they're right on the side of the stage. Kerry didn't have one,
Mm-hmm.
and previous presidents didn't have one. All right.
Right.
And so they said it's a short distance receiver box. So basically, someone who was probably in a van or in a basement or something was basically watching the debate and then feeding him answers.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Yeah. But so you guys can, or you,
Where can we
Miss
read that article?
Patreon,
Can we put
or
a link right here?
I can put a link, but I can also put a link for his website. So he has an independent magazine.
Okay.
It's called This Can't Be Happening. So it's thiscan'tbehappening.net.
Okay.
No apostrophes. Um, he writes in it. My uncle, who is a shaman, writes in it
Nice.
occasionally. My uncle's literal job is to be a shaman. He lives up in Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Gary Lindorf. Our family friend Lynn Washington, who's an ex-Black Panther, writes for it. For a while, our family friend Chuck Young wrote for it. He did pass away from cancer a couple of years ago. But he used to write for Rolling Stone, and he would go on tour and write Rolling Stone op-ed pieces about the Rolling Stones. Like he went on tour with the Rolling Stones for Rolling Stone.
Mm.
He was really well known. John Grant is he's a really well known journalist in Philly,
Yeah.
family friend. So he writes. So it's actually a really great news collective. Um, but yeah, check that out. Thiscan'tbehappening.net.
Gotcha.
That's my dad's. Um, and oh, what's this? The only news organization in the U.S. to be labeled a threat by the Department of Homeland Security.
Wait, say that one more time.
Thiscan'tbehappening.net. The only news organization in the U.S. to be labeled a threat by the Department of Homeland Security with a link.
Oh, yep. I'm clicking that link.
Yep.
This
So
Can't Be Happening has just learned that our little news organization was listed in an alert fired off to all 78 fusion centers by Kelly Wilson, director of Washington, D.C. Fusion Center's Regional Threat and Assessment Center, as a potential threat. Nice.
yep.
Good stuff.
Yeah. My dad, Chuck, and not Chuck, sorry, John, and Lynn Washington were big parts of the Philly Occupy movement.
Mm.
So, if you wondered where I get my views from and why I'm so politically active, this is why.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Just my pops,
Papa, can you hear me?
and he's also the reason why I don't, when people say like, well, Trump is a draft dodger, blah, 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 I'm like, well, that's not. I don't think draft dodging within itself is a particularly bad thing. My father's a draft dodger. He got drafted to the Vietnam War. He burned his draft card outside the Capitol building in D.C. and got arrested.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's hypocritical for Trump to be like,
right?
But like,
because Trump touts himself as this pro-military. Like my dad's anti-military, and that's why he is a draft dodger.
Yeah,
because he's like, fuck that and fuck you. But Trump touts himself as a pro-military, and the Republicans are like, he's the military, and it's like, dude, the hypocrisy coming out of that is insane. But,
yeah, it's pungent in one way to say it.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll be in further contact about that project, but we should probably wrap this bone zone up because we're an hour 10.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. It's getting to be the time that we sign off from
and
the Bone Zone. Thank you
yep,
for listening to us talk shit and mull over stuff a little bit more
I
casually.
yeah, I think the bone zone is fun because we don't have to be as so forward about stuff, like we are in the regular episodes. So
Hmm.
thanks to our Patreon and our future Patreoners who check this out. Episode will be up probably next weekend.
We're gonna
So
look real silly with our feet in our mouth when we've got more patrons, and people are like, "You guys are silly. Should have had more belief in yourself." And we'll be like, "You know what? Thank you, future patrons in the future,
in the future.
who are now present patrons technically.
Shut
You
up.
know."
All right.
All right.
All right.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good night, man. This has been an episode of the Don't Panic podcast. Thanks for listening and making it to the end. If you want content creators like us to be able to continuously put out consistent quality content, we're going to need a little bit of help. If you subscribe to our Patreon, you get early access to all of our episodes and all of our bonus episodes as well. That's patreon.com/don't panic podcast. We need as much help as possible to keep this thing going. Again, that's patreon.com/don't panic podcast. And thank you again.